about what to do when you can't leave somebody who's bad for you alone. All right, what to do when you can't leave somebody who is bad for you alone. Well, those of you who already know, who already have a spiritual program, like Allah, you're close to God, you're a Buddhist, go ahead and turn to your higher power because you're lucky. So if you already have an established relationship with a higher power and you have seen how that higher power has come through for you over and over again, the smartest thing to do is to pray about it. And when I say pray about it, I mean like, get humble with it and softly, like get before God and be like, Lord, I'm going to give this to you. You ain't got to say, get me out of this unless you want to. Uh, you know, but, one of the things you can do is say, God, I got to turn this over to you. uh, Allah, I got to turn this over to you. Buddha, I got to turn this over to you. Because, see, when you do that, because sometimes I'm telling you, you can have these bonds, these soul contracts with people, child, and that shit is on a spiritual level. You know what I mean? Like shit in the spirit world might be binding y'all together. Especially when you know they bad for you. You know what I mean? Who is that? I don't want to burn my hair. Hey, sissy, what's going on? What your sissy had? I'm gonna give me a Leo. That's gonna be my next lover. I am going to grow old with a Leo. But yeah, so if those of you who are lucky enough to have an established relationship with a power greater than you, like you've gone to this power, in the time past, it's come through for you. If you're one of them lucky people, you're ahead of a whole bunch of people. Well, go ahead and pray about it, Chad. I'm serious, girl. And then, because I'm gonna give you two examples why, and then we'll go to the next one. Or what is the Holy Spirit saying? Okay. All right. The next point, the Holy Spirit is saying just move through the line and then come back. Where's the black pepper? An evolved Leo. You dealing with a Leo and you can't get it right? I hear you, Mama. And that goes into my second point. The second point is, first of all, let me say this about somebody who you can't get it right with. Those are the interesting ones. It was interesting because that brings me to point number two. Um, if you, it depends on what level you're at this, but if you, if you, I'm sorry, y'all, if you get high off somebody who's bad for you, that's a whole different animal. Like some people can be such a, uh, he said he wants some seasoning. Some people can be a drug, you know, and it's not about them. It's about us. There's a chemical reaction and then there's a spiritual connection. You know? So if you're going through this right now, my heart goes out to you. Now, this is the second thing I want you to do. So, number one, if you know God and you already know that He's a deliverer, you already know He's going to come through. You just hadn't given it to Him yet. Now, you say, I don't think I want to give it to Him, girl, because I don't think I want Him to take it. That's why you say, God, help. You just say, God, help. Help, God. Help. And then the more that you surrender it and give it to him, sometimes he'll fix it back up. It depends on what your heart is really asking for. Right? My heart was really asking to get out of that relationship. I just couldn't do it. So one day, quietly, when I had tried everything I knew how to do, I said, here, because I know him, I love him, and I trust him. So I gave it to God, and it took 3 years before anything happened. So that's the first thing to do. Now, the second thing to do, um, now, oh man, this garlic is kind of old. Damn. The second thing to do is to, this comes from Anthony Robbins, the motivational speaker. He said, if you have any bad habit, it's because you focus more on how good it feels instead of how bad it feels. He said he helped presidents change behavior within seconds by this technique, and it has saved me throughout the years. So what you do is on the left side you write down, this is what I get from fucking with this nigga, right? Like you might write, I get good sex, I get you might write, I get good sex, I get my bills paid, I get to be high, he fine as fuck, I get to feel high off his fine motherfucking ass, he got a big dick, he's good to my kids, or he's fun, he's exciting, she's we are aligned in a lot of ways. You write down all the good stuff. I want to see some more likes up there. And then, but then this is what Anthony Robbins said. He said that's where most people stop. Then on the other side, you write, this is what this is costing me. This is what it cost. While I'm fucking with him, I'm not with my husband. And another 3, 6, 9 months is passing and I want to have a baby. While I'm fucking with him, um, this is not the life that I really want, and I'm wasting my time. While I'm fucking with him, I might get AIDS because he's a hoe, and I don't know if he's wearing a condom. While I'm fucking with him, it distorts my reality. I get high. The police is called. My kids are, you got to write down what it costs, right? That you don't stop there, though. The next thing you ask yourself is, um, what would it cost me if I don't change this today? Or what is it? What did, damn, what does it cost? Wait a minute. What, what, what would I get? Yo, that's it. What would I get if I left this alone and went towards what I really want? What would I get if I left this alone and went towards what I really want? Something like that. It's in the book, The Ultimate Success Formula. All right. So I did that, right? Not with this last person, but with somebody who was kind of hard to let go of, who was bad for me. I had wrote down all the benefits, but then I wrote down what it was costing me because I wasn't aware of what it was costing. I'll see if your emotions is more full of the good from it, then that's where you're gonna go. But if you get yourself to see what it's costing you, and you start seeing the cost of this, and you feel that shit, it's like, wait, hold the fuck up. Nah, and what would it be like if you just left that shit alone and went straight to the thing that you really want? I would be happy. I would be married. I can start having kids. I can have somebody help me with these bills. I can start fucking all the time. I can be a married woman. Yeah, see, that was enough for me. I was like, oh shit, fuck. Yeah, let me give this to God. Fuck this. And the cards even backed it up. The cards were even like, bitch, you about to let this shit go. I'm not talking about the ex though. I'm talking about the person who I shouldn't have been fucking with. And then ask yourself, what is it about this person that you need to let go of is so hard to let go of? You know? Why do you like them so much? What is it? Right? And then when you find out what it is that you like about them so much, ask yourself, how can I incorporate that? How can I incorporate that in the person that I really want to be with? Like, maybe the thing that you like about this person is that he's exciting, you know? The person who's bad for you, maybe they're exciting. And just because you're married and you're with the love of your life, don't mean you gotta be with somebody boring, you know? And incorporate that in the direction that you want to go. The third thing that you need to do is feed the new desire. Like, if you want to get married, start on your way to work. Listen to YouTube videos about how to make a marriage work. Um, start reading books about happily ever after. Start reading articles about the direction where you want to go instead of the direction that you're at now. So you got to give your mind something better, all right, than it had before. Now, I do understand that some people are addicted, right? But, you know, you guys know how I am. I believe that we create our own reality. And the more you get into the new reality of whatever you want, like you're married, that's how I got everything. A YouTube channel. No, actually, I didn't have to do none of that when my YouTube channel blew up like that. I didn't do none of that. None of that. It just happened on its own. I never thought about a YouTube channel blowing up. And I don't give a fuck. I didn't give a fuck back then, and I don't give a fuck now. I just didn't want to do it anymore, so I started becoming inconsistent. I knew what I was doing. I didn't want to do it anymore. This is a hobby now. hmm The checks from YouTube used to be $2,000 to $5,000 a month, but that's not where you make your money. You don't make your money on YouTube from views. You make your money on YouTube from selling a product. And I don't understand my TikTok content creators, my favorite ones. I would buy up all their shit if they sold something. But they do these little stupid shit where they fight. I ain't spending my money on no goddamn fucking cartoon. What is that shit that they do? This shit is gonna be good. Let me put some seasoning salt in it. How come I don't see no seasoning salt? Where's the goddamn seasoning salt? I don't see no seasoning salt. All right, y'all. I guess we'll try Mrs. Dash. But yeah, so let me say it again. If you're just coming in and you want to know how to leave somebody alone who's no good for you, number one, pray about it. And then, and be humble with it and just tell God, listen, I don't, I can't leave. My finances, my finances. This is the kid's father. I'm not ready to go. I'm in love with her. I can't go. I just need for you to come on in. Just come on in. If that's all you can say, then that's all you say. I just need you to come on in. Right? Hi, Linda. Right? You know, um, because God is a gentleman and he is not going to touch anything that you don't invite him to touch. All right? All right. And then the next thing you do is you take out your heart and you put some love in it like this. And you sprinkle love. in your food. I tell you, everybody loves it when you do that. They don't know why either. My aunt taught me that. Because I used to say, your food is so good. She said, girl, I sprinkle love on my food. You do that when you're cooking for a man too, girl. You can do a whole bunch of spells with food, child. So, the second thing you do is, for those of you who just are coming in, you have to ask yourself, what is this costing me? This person that I like a lot, what is the cost of this? And when I say cost, I mean like, what is it costing your health? What is it costing your relationship with your family? What is it costing you with time? What is it costing your self-esteem? What is it costing um, your money? What is it costing you to have this person that is not good for you? Hi. All right. Then you ask, what would life be like if this was no longer a problem and I had what I really want? Yeah, trust me. If you really do that exercise, I mean, if you really do it, if you do this, you will be good. What is it called? What would life really be like? I don't want to be spending no motherfucking time with somebody who don't want to get married, who I'm not the one with. I'm not the one. Listen, you don't want to get married? I don't want to fuck with you. So let me tell you something. I watch a lot of porn. Men like women, all kind of sizes and shapes and sizes. You ain't gotta go to the gym and get cute. I know a whole bunch of cute girls that ain't got nobody. It's your mind. No. Mm-mm. Right? See, look. You gotta ask yourself, like, what would it really be like to be married in the big pretty home and you're the housewife and the kids are taken care of and this man really loves you and your family get along with him and one thing you must say, and we fuck all the time, you gotta say that, because I have made the mistake in my manifestation of getting it so harmonious that I didn't want to fuck no more. So I was listening, see, and then the third thing I said was start listening to things that reinforce what you want. Because I was listening to How to Stay Married, How to Keep the Spice Alive, and the man said, you must marry someone that you will spar with. Right? I didn't know that. See, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Because I was manifesting these people that it was so much harmony with that we didn't want to have sex with each other no more. So make sure when you manifest, girl, make sure you put that sex part in there too. You know what I'm saying? And you know what else I learned, sisters, about the keeping the spark alive? You don't have to play games, but we really do have to have our own lives. If you like me, see, it's terrible because I have a Libra stellium, so I always want to be up under my partner, but that kills it. That kills it. I be watching those lesbians on TikTok, and I'll say, I give them, like, I'm going to get the way that y'all are always together, I give it another 2 years, right? That's the other thing that I learned from the bottom of my heart, right? You really got to have things that you're doing, right? Because the reason that you have to have your other hobbies and things that you're doing, because you got to have some distance and friction that keeps the sex alive. You know, because trust me, I've had a couple of good men. Like they come home, buy everything, black men too. I manifested a lot of them, a couple of them, and it was boring as fuck. You gotta say, and the love is alive. Oh, I don't have no meat to put in here. What kind of meat do I have for the black eyed peas? I have some chicken, but that's Dasha's chicken. Do I? Oh, I can put some chicken in here. He don't like chicken though. I didn't even think about getting some smoked turkey or ham hocks. Oh, this is black eyed peas without ham hocks. Oh, girl, I am tripping. Okay, we'll have some vegetarian black eyed peas. So, thank you, Mr. Boston. That is so beautiful. Yeah, see what I'm saying? There's some men that like BBWs. You see for yourself. That's why I'm not going to drive myself crazy going to the gym trying to look some kind of way. Because listen, I see a whole bunch of bitches at the gym looking a certain kind of way and they still lonely. So, what's the other thing I wanted to say though? So, so yeah, if you're just coming in and you're trying to figure out how to leave somebody alone who's not good for you, number one, pray about it. And you might need to continue to pray about it, especially if you're a love addict. Some people are love addicts, like they get, they like love bomb. They get that high. Because don't act like you don't get endorphins and a high from love. You can. Love can get you real high, and you might have something chemical going on. You know, it might be bigger than just, I like this person I can't leave alone. It might be biochemical, girl, and sometimes, like I said, it might be spiritual. You know, they remind you of your dad. You have a lot of trauma around something, and then this is about to die. It really is about to die. You might have some trauma and then you attract certain kind of people and get addicted to them. Let me tell you something. No matter, don't listen to them red pill people. You can create anything you want to create. You know? All right. What else did I want to talk to you guys about? I know I wanted to talk to you about that, but that was yesterday. Um, so what else do I want to just talk to y'all about? Um, Oh, I had been studying wealth. Some of you guys know that. And everything that I had been studying about wealth talked about building a system. They talked about building a system. Don't have goals, have a system. These are things that you automatically do every day. There's a difference between a routine and a system, though. I think routine helps you to build the system. Like when I made $10,000 a month here on YouTube, the system was every day I wrote down I make $10,000 a month on YouTube. Right? Can you marry me? Hmm. Mm. Yeah. Although I would be a real good wife, I've learned so much. Now that I'm on the frequency of I'm married and I'm happily married, um, I noticed that it causes you to behave different, right? I, it causes me to behave differently. But what did I really want to say? There were some things that I wanted to say. Let me think about it. Do I really want this steak? I think, do I want this steak? If I don't cook this steak, I'm not going to cook this steak. Now, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. I know, I think it's cast iron. I don't know. But it just makes the steaks taste so good. It just makes the steak taste so good. Yeah. What sign is he, sissy? So, the wealthy channels were saying that wealthy people do not exchange time for money. They, if they do exchange time for money, the money that they get, they immediately invest it in building an asset that will pay them in the long run. It also said that wealthy business owners, they don't look at making one transaction. They look at establishing a client into their ecosystem. I never heard no shit like that. So it's the channel said that poor business owners just go for that one transaction, but wealthy people go for client loyalty over the years, like Sears, you know. What else did it say? They wealthy business owners get help real fast. They're willing to invest their money in workers, even though it cuts their salary, because their whole goal is to get out of the company as soon as possible, because they don't exchange time for money. They build engines, they build systems, they make their money work for them. They don't work for the money. And see what else. This is good to see what I can retain. They're really into subscriptions. They're really into subscriptions. They're into. They said that like a poor person would look at, what am I going to do the next 3 months to get money? But the wealthy person says, what can I do in these next 3 months to build something that will make me money for 10 years? What else did it say? I I tried. They build systems. Okay, so in their business, once they learn how to do something, they document it real fast. Um, like if they let's say they had a what's that called? Let's say they had a cleaning business. Let's say they had a cleaning business, right? And they a man who was thinking like this cleaning business is getting ready to turn into $1 billion business, as soon as they come in, the owner, and they're doing the work, they would start documenting everything that they do. Uh, Turnkey, turn on light, spray down bathroom, spray down kitchen, sweep while it does, sweep while it soaks. So, because what these rich people do is they systemize their business so they don't have to be there day one, they walk into the business understanding that they're going to automate and systemize this so that they are out of the picture. So, also, they are willing to spend enormous levels of profits for other to get work. Like not enormous, but okay. For instance, the man he made 60,000, but he instead of like just using it for himself, he hired a person and a half to do things. You know, because their whole job, their see, the reason that they spend their profits on hiring people is because they are trying to leave. That's their whole game. They build assets, they don't build jobs for themselves. So they feel that if you have a business that you have to work at, then um, they feel like it's a glorified job. I'm happy I had a chance to go over that as I had to, study this stuff so that I remember. Sissy, do you think I can put that in like a workshop or a talk? So, so what I have done is I have hired a virtual assistant at $45 for 5 hours, right? But everything that I do in a day is on a system, right? And it's on my wall because I want my daily activities to get me to that goal next month, right? So they say to develop systems for your behavior. Like if you need to walk every day, the system would be to put your shoes and your gym clothes by your bed. If you want to journal the first thing you get out in the morning, the system would be to put the journal and the pen right next to the the your bed. But every hour, right, that you're not at work should be accounted for that's getting you closer to your financial goals, your marriage goals, your children goals, whatever your goals are. You need to know where your time is going, right? Flat top? That's a flat top. So, now, how do you start documenting the things that you do? So I have a virtual assistant that I get from Fiverr, Fiberr, and they're across seas and they speak English, and $5 is $50 over there. So, they're willing to do, the work. So every time I have somebody do something in my company, I tell them now, before we're done with this contract, I want you to document step by step everything you did to complete this job. Okay? Now, this is kind of like where I am, y'all. Switching gears a little bit. Now, y'all, my therapist. Um, I, 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 I was trying to get out of the the company maybe too fast because I had asked the cards, um, about how would these people close without me, and they said the cards said that the deal would not close without me. You know, so I guess I have to train somebody one day on how to close. But all I did was went to YouTube. So, what I do, no matter what, this is a part of the system to get the goal, to get to where I want to go. Because I was listening to all these rich people on YouTube, and they said they didn't have goals, they had systems. And this is, and your system, right? When you have a system in order, it gets in order, no kind of, irrespective of what kind of mood, you're in. So, like some people, they get up. So, yeah, you know what I mean? So, well, part of my system is every day I say out loud, what my goals are. And, I write down the number that I want 10 times. I take 2 minutes to feel what I just said because 5 minutes is too long. Um, then I praise and worship, right? And I have to study something on wealth for 2 minutes. So then I have to spend 10 minutes building some type of system for my company, right? Just 10 minutes, but it always turns to something more. All right, therapy time. Okay, you guys, so this is where I am. Ooh, that's too seasoned. I think I over seasoned it. That's good. Girl, what you say, what you say. Anybody else eat black eyed peas and okra? This is a southern dish. Mm-hmm. Is 8 a.m. there? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's too seasoned. That might hurt my stomach. I might have to put some. Damn, that was a little bit too much. What do you do when you over season? Oh, you know what? Why is it boiling like that? Why is it boiling like that? Which Now, for those of you who like black eyed peas and okra, the black eyed peas are not quite done yet. So yeah, I have a system. These are things that I do no matter what. And it's just, I think it's best, like if this is like, if you are liking what you're hearing, it's best to just do it very little. Like for 1 minute, I do this, 2 minutes, I do that. It always turns out longer. Like I only study wealth for 2 minutes. Praise is what I do when I wanna be close to you. Girl, this is gonna be so damn good. So damn good. Okay, this got some love in it, mama. Praise is what I do. Is what I do. Praise is what I do. Is what I do. I am in Georgia. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give me a Leo, right? Because who I am, like as far as complimenting people and them needing praise, like that's what I do naturally. And as far as Leo needing to be the center of attention, I don't give a good goddamn. I don't care. I like funny people. I do not care about that. And what I like is that they're loyal. Everybody says that. I had this one client. She said, "I love the Libra, but he wasn't loyal. I got the. She said she got the Leo, and the Leo was loyal, and she was speaking music to my ears." My friend is an Aries, She said, my friend who's an Aries, she says she loves other women in the mix. She said she loved that shit. I don't like that shit. If y'all saw how red I eat my meat, y'all would be like, girl, something is wrong with you. How y'all like y'all meat? Sissy, you still here? How y'all like y'all meat? I like it medium rare. Yeah, but our life has to be in order. Each hour, we need to know what we're doing with our time. And we want to make sure that each hour we are investing in our future, in our health, and our well-being, and our mental health, and the the yeah, you know. So no matter what ball or what kind of curveball life throws your way, or even if you have a doctor's appointment or whatever, you got to stick with that routine. You got to stick with the system that's going to grow your business, that's going to get you to where you want to be, and that's going to help you whatever kind of goals you have, right? So the card said that I was going to feel the Five of Cups about hiring this virtual assistant, but I'm going to do it anyway. I don't know what the hell the cards are talking about. I don't know what they're talking about. Yeah. It's 7. Hi, Gina. Uh-oh. There's no more filters. I just wish they had some seasoning salt. Girl, what you say, what you say. Girl, this steak ought to be a 10. What you say, what you say. See this thing on there? That cast iron? I don't know what it is. I don't know what I do with the spoon. Oh, I didn't make any rice. Damn. You know, I don't miss not having any kids, but you know what I wish that I would have experienced? Having a sister. They're not quite done yet. I need to make some rice anyway. I don't know how to make rice in a rice cooker. I don't know how to do it. They make their. No, this steak, this steak, this steak. I better stop eating it. Mm, 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 mm. It got a little too overdone because I like it much more red than this. It got really overdone, but girl, it smells so damn good. Mm, mm, oh, girl. Mm, 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 mm. Don't do me like that. Mm, mm, mm. I gotta say this, Padasha. I'm gonna say these, Padasha. Hmm. It's not as seasoned. I mean, it's not as. I think I put a little bit too much water in here, maybe. Mm, mm, mm. Girl, that steak, that steak, that steak. Mm. I haven't had a steak in like maybe 4 months. think you need a little more garlic. All right, let me start with rice. I just don't know how to make rice in a day. I like jasmine rice. I'm about to go get my rice. Yes, I want a Leo with no Virgo placements. I don't have nothing against Virgos. Okay. Now I want to explain what I mean. Okay? My love language is words of affirmation, but the way that a Virgo loves is by kind of like criticizing you or telling you what you need to do in order to come up higher. And I don't like that. I don't like that in any motherfucking capacity. You know, and see, it would make it different if they could take it, but they dish it out and they can't take it. Oh, they can tell you all day long what's wrong with you, but then when you try and tell them what's wrong with them, then there's a problem. I don't like that. There's your measure. So just use this. All right, how do you make this rice? It says bring 2 cups of water to a boil. A boil. All right. See, every rice is different. Sometimes the rice wants a half a cup. I wish I would have made that steak last, but it's good. It's all good. I can eat them separately. It's on low, right? This low cooks. This is a serious low. Okay, that's off. That's high. Let's see what we're working with. Okay, so this is the black eyed peas and okra. Okay, and hi, hi everybody. I'm just chilling. I'm about to erase it actually. I'm going to give the members a 411 on what's going on because you will not believe how shit has turned around. You won't even believe it. Girl. Yeah. That's good. That's good. When I added that extra water and the okra, it turned things around. Hmm. I think I put the okra in there a little too early. Oh well, I can't worry about it. I gotta move on. I got a system to do. The okra is so good. Hold on, y'all. I forgot I was live. So I'm gonna tell you what's been going on. Working on the psychic lines again. Mm. And so yesterday I get this call, and he was like, really, 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 really over friendly. And he goes, he was very nice though, but for some reason he was a little just too nice for me. I mean, like, first of all, I'm $12.99 a minute to talk to. So what are you kissing up to me for? You know, I mean, I should be kissing up to you. So come to find out, he was another reader on the platform, right? The card said nothing about his intuitive abilities. He had asked about his career, right? And I think he was just trying to see how I read. But can I tell you something? I don't give a fuck about them other readers. I haven't even been on the site to see who the other readers are. Because I'm trying to do my own thing right now. You know? I'm trying to pay these taxes off and start this business, buy this house. You know? I don't give a fuck about them other fucking readers. I don't even know. So then he said his name. Like, I'm. Right? And because he was so nice, he was really, really nice, you guys. Mm. So, but after a while, his praises kept feeling fake. You know? Like, even if you're right on, people don't tell you 25 times in the same minute. Oh, yeah, that's right on. Yeah, that's right on. Yeah, that's right on. I don't know. So, this other lady, she called highly suspicious of her husband or her fiance. And, but they got really good cards. But, you know, if somebody is paying you $12.99 a minute, you don't tell them. If you do have bad news, you say it's so eclectic and so cerebral, and they don't really know what you said, you know? And they can feel it and then come back up high because that's what they're paying for. So the cards were good, but she was like, I don't know. So she said, is he seeing anybody else? Oh, I know she that. But she wasn't trying to hear that. So she asked again, mm, what's up? Mm, when you're reading professionally, you gotta give them kind of like what they want if you want them to call back. Because, see, you're judged at California Psychics by how many people come back. You see a percentage of that every Monday in the portal. How many people you get for come back. Now, people say they want the truth. They may want the truth, but if you give them the truth, they may not come back. Now, every once in a while, you hear people say, oh, I will. Oh, I will. I will. The people who come back from the truth compared to the people who will come back when you tell them the truth are usually the people who know about readings, who won't take it personally. They know they're a reader themselves, or and even that's not always the case. Like I remember, I had called this reader, and she said, "Oh yeah, I see her calling you back." And I said, "Listen, I don't want you to bullshit me. I really want to know what you see." She said, "Ma'am, I don't see her ever calling you again." Now, I'm a reader. And guess what? I never called that reader back again. And I'm a reader. And she told me what I wanted to hear. Ain't that some shit? She told me what I wanted to hear. And then I pushed her. And she told me what she really saw. And my mother, because I had talked to my mother about it, she said it's because you remember how somebody makes you feel um, more than you remember anything else. And when she told me that, my lover wasn't ever going to call me again, I felt so bad. I guess I associated that bad feeling with her. I didn't mean to. So that's why when you're a professional reader, you gotta be real careful how you talk about somebody's man. Somebody that they have feelings for. You gotta say it with a lot of grace. Now, I have one client who sees another reader, right? And the other reader told her, this is a situation that you're going to have to be very, 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 very patient in. And that, see, because if she would have told her the truth is that man didn't want her. He didn't want her at all, but you can't say that. You say, but they're paying for the truth. I understand, but it's a business. Now, and my clients, they've been around so long, they know I'm not going to tell you nothing to steer you wrong. But I always try to see the good in whoever they're dating. I'm like, well, let's try this. Okay, well, let's try that. Especially if she wants to stay. I say, let's try this, let's try that. You know? I had this one client, and she was with somebody who put their hands on her, and she didn't want to leave. So I said, this is what you do. The next time they put their hands on you, you call the popo. Because having a bunch of white boys in the house with some guns is going to scare that motherfucking nigga straight unless he's crazy. Now, if he still goes there with you after them white boys came up in the house, then you need to go. But usually, one or two times of them white boys coming up there with some guns will make a batterer act right. Because, see, that's what happened with me and my ex. My ex put the hand, well, it wasn't that bad, actually. It was, no, I shouldn't say it wasn't that bad. She had just hit me with all her might with a pillow, right? And, see, I had already had a domestic violence situation. I know how they work. If you don't nip that shit in the bud at the gate, it'll just keep escalating. Once a batterer sees that you ain't down enough for yourself to call the police, that slap is gonna turn into a fist, which is gonna turn into some broken ribs. I've seen it my whole life. So that's why when I was with her and she hit me real hard with a pillow with all her might, I had to call the police. I had to. She crossed that line. And I needed her to know we don't play that over here. We don't play that over here. So I called the police, and and then she walked up on me once. I called the police again. And in 6 years, we had no more incidents because she saw that I'm willing to protect myself. And when them white boys come up here with them black boots and they have them guns on, and that nigga sees, because yeah, let him pay the price for putting his hands on you because sister, it will not stop. So if you getting your ass whooped right now, and he said he's sorry and he bought you flowers, you see Ike and Tina? Tina never called the cops on Ike. And it just got worse and worse. He started choking her and raping her and beating her. You gotta call the cops. You gotta let that nigga know. You gotta let him know there are consequences for putting your hands on me. You ain't down by not calling the police. You see, listen, what you're doing is letting his mental illness grow bigger. You need to put a halt to that mental illness behavior. You gotta love hard. Be like, baby, you can't do that to people. You can't put your hands on people. I'm sorry, you gotta learn the hard way. Sit your ass in jail this weekend. Don't you ever put your motherfucking hands on me. Because if you don't stop it, I'm telling you, young women right now, if you don't stop it from the gate, it's going to keep on going. It'll never stop. You got to call the police and you got to press charges. You got to do it. He made you do it. When you put your hands on me, you brought the law in this relationship when you broke the law. And see, look, check this out. See, sometimes codependents are just as wrong as the assailant. Because if you don't stand up to that bad behavior, you are teaching him that that's okay. So he's going to do it to your daughter. He's going to do it to somebody else's daughter. You gotta call the cops. Once he crosses the line and puts his hands on you, he broke the law. Now he has to pay the consequences of his behavior. If you don't, it will never stop. People say leave. Leaving ain't always that easy. It's not always easy to leave. Because sometimes you got kids. Sometimes, you got kids. And you got responsibilities, and maybe you can't afford to pay the bills by yourself right now. I want you to share this with somebody you know who needs to hear this. When somebody put their hands on you, you gotta let them know from the gate there will be consequences. My grandmother grabbed 2 butcher knives. My grandfather put his hands on her. She grabbed 2 butcher knives and she started swinging at that nigga. She sure did. He never did it again. Oh, why is this cooking like that? Why is it cooking like that? I don't understand. I have it on low. I don't understand how these things work. I don't understand. Yeah. No. And tell people. You need to let people know what he's doing to you. See, by the time a nigga get to the point where he will kill a woman, he has been he has been hitting her, beating her up, putting his hands on her way before it got to the point where he killed her. Way before. Yeah, that to me, once somebody put their hands on me, once a nigga put their hands on me, I lose respect for him, cause I don't like being hurt. Cause see, I had like this Aries, and one time he got mad and he jumped like that at me. I didn't fuck with him no more, cause I don't like pain. I didn't fuck with him. I was done that day. He flinched. See what that so. It escalates. It escalates. You can talk to them, you can reason, you can do, but if a batterer doesn't have any repercussions for their behavior, they're gonna keep on battering you. That's how it is. There we go. Almost. Why? I don't understand how this shit works. It's missing some meat, but Girl, this is the best black eyed pea okra match. Patch. You know what I'm gonna do next time? Next time, I'm gonna use chicken broth. Girl, I'm trying to tell somebody. Ain't nobody listening. Mm-hmm. So I'm following that black lady, right? And we're in her class. She said we're gonna be millionaires in 5 years. This is the plan, y'all. The plan is to find a way to charge $1,000 a month for some type of subscription for a business. The first year you get 18 repeating, high-paying, loyal clients. Then you add 18 more the next year, 18 more the next year, and in 5 years you'll have 83 clients paying $1,000 a month. 83,000 a month times 12 is $1,000,000 a year. Now she's not telling you what to do. You just come to the group and you talk about maybe what you're gonna do. Go to ChatGPT. Ask ChatGPT, what can I sell at $1,000 a month that people will buy and they'll buy a subscription for it. I don't know what to do here. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. What is going on? Oh, is that low? Oh, that's low. That's low. Okay. You hear what I said? Regina, you're so funny. Regina, you're married to that Pisces woman, right? This is the best damn jam I have ever had in my life. It don't even make no sense how good this tastes. I mean, it was like I was in motherfucking heaven. The fuck? It's called Jean Francois Red Raspberry. Oh, all natural ingredients. It says it's from an old French recipe, imported from France. Oh, okay. Oh, it's from France. Well, I don't think our shit tastes like this. All right. Well, you guys, I'm gonna wait for the rice to cook, and then I'm gonna start my system in which I write out my goals. I write out my okay. So this week with my business, what I'm trying to do is get an onboarding together. And so yesterday, this guy said to me, he said, "Well, pay my consultation fee, and then I will tell you about the onboarding, right?" And I don't think that made any sense to me because why would I pay you? See, this is the problem. This is the problem. The problem is I can't understand him, okay? Like his prices, they're better than Americans, but I can't understand him. He said, "It's the headset. It's the headset." No, it's the English. I can't believe that all these people in these other countries learn to speak English. Like, I'm talking about countries that I never heard of. I heard of one country yesterday. I need to find out. My virtual assistant is from a country that starts with a BLD V something VBD Valdalbidiz, and he could speak English. So let me get this straight. You are from a country that we've never heard of before, and you can speak English? He said, "Yeah, if you want to make money and you want to survive and you want to live, they teach you that it's imperative to learn how to speak to the people in America in their language." I'm like, wow, we are not even taught about you. Like a lot of these Africans on YouTube, they always got something to say about African Americans, right? My response to these Africans is they they say this about African Americans, they say that about African Americans, and I'm like, I don't have a comeback because nobody ever talks about you. I mean, like it seems like these Africans have these stereotypes about African Americans, and they have all this information about us, and I'm like, I don't have no information about you because nobody talks about you. In my African American home, I ain't never had a conversation about an African. Ever, 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 ever. I've never heard any black person that I know has never made a comment about a Nigerian except for that they're crooks. I heard that. But like they have all these opinions and these thoughts and feelings and beliefs. And I was like, wow, I ain't never even thought about you long enough to have an opinion about anything you think, see, do, believe, feel, don't feel, or believe. I think they think they're better than African Americans. That is hilarious. It's like, well, if in your country you feel that way, that's great, because in this country you still a nigga. I don't know who you think you are in Africa, but over here you's a nigga. Yeah. Oh, your stepdaughter is dealing with someone who's abusive. You tell your stepdaughter what I told you. Call the police. Because if she doesn't, she's just as abusive to him as he is to her. If you don't call the police on somebody who abuses you, you are equally as abusive. It's abusive to not let somebody take the repercussions of their behavior. That's abusive. put your hands on nobody. Yep. So I think that's about it. I guess I'll go for a walk with you guys. Take my dog for a walk. Hi, Shirley. Yeah, Regina's been with me for years. How long we been rocking with each other, Gina? Shirley, how long you been around? And mm-hmm. So let's see what's up for today. So oh yeah, so I want to tell you what's been going on. So by the end of this week, my goal on my calendar is to have my onboarding set up for my clients. I want to have the onboarding, and what I'd like to do is, like in the discovery call, I want to answer 1 to 4 questions, and I want those systemized. I want a systemized set of questions that we ask, and then once they decide that they are going to go forward with me, I will send them a proposal, right? And then they have to pay. They pay Upwork, and then Upwork holds the money until the job is done. And then I'm going to do my monthly subscription with Upwork, just because the contract there says you have to, like once you find business of Upwork, the contract says you have to continue your business there for 2 years. And one guy said to me, he said, "Oh, we don't have to stay on Upwork. We can go off of Upwork and we can do it and you can save some money," right? And I decided not to hire him because that is not ethical. And as a Libra, we believe in justice and rules. Right? That's not right. Why would you do that? Hold on. Because see, this is how I see it. If you would do that, if you would bite the hand that feeds you, you gonna bite my hand too. Right? Yeah, no, I'm good. Now the cards had these real good cards with this chick, this Caucasian girl from wherever she's from. She's on Pacific Standard Time, and y'all, I like her. She got a lot of boundaries. She really, she has a lot of boundaries, and she just came to the table knowing what the fuck. Now check this out though. But see, people use Chat GPT to send proposals. You don't really know who you're dealing with until you talk to them, right? Because this one woman, she was like, "Oh, that's what I do. I present at CEOs, and that's my specialty, talking to people, and oh, I can run that part of your business really well." And then when I got her on a Zoom call, yeah, mm-hmm, yeah. Hey, Shirley. Mm-hmm. Yeah. When I finally got her on the call, she fumbled and stumbled. She wasn't articulate at all. But guess what? On Upwork, she made $200,000. So she's doing something right. Mm, mm, mm. So today I'm trying to find a system that can onboard my clients, and we can just week by week take them through, um, what we're doing for them. And ChatGPT said, click up. So yesterday, 2018, oh man, you see that's why I love Scorpios. This is why I love you. So by 2018, what am I saying? This is how I feel about starting a business. It's like, it's not hard. It's not hard. It has not been hard. What I've been doing is I broke it down to steps, right? And I have the steps on my wall, and now on my calendar I have things I need to do week by week. By Sunday, I want to have the onboarding up and going. But what I would really prefer, I wish that I could pay somebody else to do it. Like, I don't want to have to learn ClickUp. You know what I'm saying? Like, now I gotta go learn the software. I don't know what ClickUp is. Now I have to go and, I could hire the virtual assistant to do that. The card said that I was going to be disappointed in him. You know what I need? You know why I need a virtual assistant? Because as a Libra, we do things well in partnerships. And I just, even if I do the have AI do it, no, but you gotta go in there and set it up. Now I gotta find out what it is. See, I wish that I had a virtual assistant. Anybody a virtual assistant on here? Lola, are you a virtual assistant? I need somebody to just set this shit up for me so I can move on and do the next thing. But no, now today I gotta go downstairs, figure out what ClickUp is, and try and figure that shit out. You can use AI control websites now. Oh man, I wish I didn't have to do that ClickUp shit. I'm gonna go ahead and try to. No, it's actually a site called ClickUp. It's a site called ClickUp, and what I'm doing now, I need to have that program. I mean that. It's called. The site is called ClickUp, and maybe I should do it with you guys on the phone. It's supposed to be. Maybe I'll get the free version. I just don't want to be bothered with it. Really? Yeah, hold on. You said you a virtual assistant? Who's a virtual assistant in here? I'm serious. Because I'm about to erase this. But who wants a job? I need a virtual assistant. Is there anybody that does that professionally? just got some little things for you to do, like maybe 5 hours a week. Really, Lola? What are you working right now, Lola? What is your availability? Hi, beautiful. Hey, different breed. Lola, what is your availability? What's your background? Have you done virtual assistant before? I need a virtual assistant just like 5 hours a week. Oh, you don't? Damn. Lola, what's your background? But check this out. God had brought me and that girl together. No, oh, it wasn't God. It was the cards, huh? Okay. I kept asking the cards, who am I going to work the best with? Who am I going to... Girl, that Gemini. Oh, that's what happened. So I interviewed her. Come to find out she's a Gemini and I'm a Libra. Girl, you know we just blended. You're an executive assistant? Mrs. Huno! Mrs. Huno, where you been, Mrs. Huno? You know I like to make fun of your name, Mrs. Huno. Um, Executive assistant, beautifully queen. Are you still working? I just need somebody for like 5 hours, and I really like the virtual assistant's price because they'll give you 5 hours for $45. So that's what I want. I want 5 hours for $45. The first thing I need for somebody to do is to go to ClickUp and find out what the fuck it is and come back and tell me and then set my company up there and tell me what the password is. And that's job number one, child. What the fuck is ClickUp? See, no, I hate to do this, but I'm about to complain for a minute. Just a minute, okay? And because you're not supposed to complain, but the see, I want to set my business up, kind of like I want to set it up. I ain't playing no more because I have to think about retirement, right? And this business is how I'm gonna live, and I have about 10 years to get it together. So now that I'm single, every day I'm focusing on building my business. But I got ADD and I have ADHD. So sometimes it's real hard to focus on something as simple as going to ClickUp and like, what is it? What does it do? You know? ClickUp. I just found out about it from ChatGPT yesterday. Yesterday. So what I do is I have an agency, and my agency has several different divisions. By 2035, we will have 10 divisions. Right now, we're working on Division 1. Division 1, the, the service that I'm providing requires a subscription at $1,000 a month, right? So the black lady said to make sure that you focus on selling to rich people who want your service enough to have it repeated. You know, that's who I'm looking for. I don't even want to waste my time on people who are struggling, with their company. Like, let me give you an example. There's this company, it was called Logonaws, Log On, and it was a brother, right? And so what I do is, my job as the staffing agency owner is to connect you with what you're looking for. And you can go get it yourself, or I'll take care of it for you, right? And so this guy said he wanted me to give him a free diagnosis of what's wrong with his website. He said, It's a digital workspace where teams or solar users can organize. Yeah, that's what I need. Lola, what's your availability like? Can you text me? Are you interested in virtual assistant work? How long you been following me? You know my personality? Lola, my number is, put my number, get this pot clean. See, that's the only thing about using these, see, I'm gonna have to keep that shit on there. That's the only thing about these cast iron. I don't know how to clean a cast iron stove, to be honest. Nah, I don't want to do that. I want to, see, I'm willing to devote. See, at first, I wasn't willing to pay people to help me because I thought you were supposed to do it all yourself. But I started going to therapy and I learned that it's okay to ask for help, right? So, Lola, my number is, you know, my number is 470-835-7099. That's my business number. 470-835-7099. Just text me your availability. Where was the other executive assistant? Oh no, but see, Lola went and did something about it. That's what I'm talking about. I like people like that. So Lola, what I need for you to help me with today, are you there? Oh, this takes a while to scroll up, huh? Lola, what country are you in? Because I need somebody. Yeah, how do you see? I can't even write anything on here. It won't let me add a comment. What happened to Lola? What happened to Lola? Lola, come in the comment section and leave like a contact, or my number is 470-835-7099. And let me know your availability because I need a lot of help. I'm hiring for a virtual assistant. I'm hiring for a sale closer, somebody who knows how to close a sale. By next year, I'm going to have 3 employees, right? Because I am looking to retire in 10 years, right? And I need my business up and popping in order to do that. Lola still didn't come back, huh? Okay, so let's move on. That really helped though, Lola. She said it's a digital workspace where teams can organize tasks. That's exactly what I need. That's exactly what I need. I just don't want to do it myself. So I'm going to give him his first project today. Either I'm going to give the project to Lola or I'm going to give it to that guy in Bolivia or whatever the fuck he is. I'm going to give him his first task. And his first task is to see, you know what? I need for my clients to be able to see the work that's being done each week And I need for my clients to be able to go into the portal and pull out the information on their own if they need. Oh, wait a minute. I don't know if the client is going to be able to have access to that. See? You guys said go to aicontrol.com. All right. What happened to Lola? She had a job. Lola, I keep my employees for a long time. Where you at? I'm going to put this out there in the universe. I am looking for a virtual assistant to be with me to build my business. And I'm only asking for like 10 hours a week. Yeah, let me try that guy. I think I'm going to go ahead and pay for his services. I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to light up. I'm going to talk shit. And I'm going to start my system. If I haven't heard from Lola, I'm going to go ahead and hire homeboy. Mm, mm, mm. She never came back. That little thing is so loud. All right. So I'm going to pay somebody. Hey, did somebody new come on the line? I need a virtual assistant. Nobody even came, huh? Well, what happened to the virtual assistant? I think I better let it go. Let it go, babe. Girl, look like another worker ticket. Yeah, so I was happy for the period of time that I had worked at that residential treatment center because I had worked under a sister, and it was good to see Black women that could have multi-million-dollar businesses. You see that everywhere in Atlanta, but to actually see it up close on your own, on my own, was wonderful. And I feel like my time there, was over. And I'm just glad that I got to meet her, and I'm glad, that we left on good terms, and that's it. Sometimes you need to see shit yourself before you can believe it can happen. You know, nothing like seeing something with your own eyes and say, "Oh shit, if she can do it, I can do it." One thing I seen about that millionaire was she was real close to Jesus. She was always in prayer, you know. And I think that's why it's important for me to get back into my Bible, because I used to feel like I could do anything when I was close to God. Like, I felt like nothing. Like, no, I used to feel like no weapon formed against me would prosper, just like Scripture said. So I definitely need to add that in my system. I got praise in my system, but I didn't have, reading the Word. But what I do have in my system is studying something about wealth every day. And what I studied the other day was from a preacher. And he had went to the scripture in Luke, and Luke 10 something, Luke 10 something. And it said that Jesus said in the Amplified Version, "I have come for you to have life and to have it in abundance to the full until it's flowing over." And he kept saying that the whole time. He was like, it is God's desire for you to have abundance. Jesus came for you to have life and to have it in abundance to the full until it overflows. And I don't know about you, but that just did something for me. Because see, most of the time when I'm hearing stuff, there's a part that closes it off. But for me, if you can prove it in the Word, I'm going to listen to you. So he was like, God wants you to have a life in abundance to the full and until it overflows. He said it is his will he came for you to have life in abundance to the full until it overflows. He kept saying that. And then he said, now there's 8 things you have to do in order to experience that. And he said, one is you got to stay in the Word. He said, because the Word, oh, this rice is sticky. I'm too ashamed to keep this upstairs. But see, they don't know that this is how jasmine rice is supposed to look. They don't know that. They gonna think I fucked up this rice. They gonna think the rice is fucked up, but the rice ain't fucked up. This is how jasmine rice looks. See, I love jasmine rice. So anyway, he said, Joshua, in the book of Joshua, it says something like, thank you. In the book of Joshua, it says something about, like, keep the word. And he was saying, oh, he said something so powerful. He said that I have come to preach the word to the poor. And that poor people needed to know that it is not holy to be poor, right? He said, oh, hello. He said he came for him to have life in a, he said, I came for you to have life in abundance to the full and until it overflows. Girl, you don't know what that did for me. It made me feel like, oh, okay, well, I'm supposed to have somebody who loves me, who I'm crazy about, a great marriage, a good relationship with my family. My dog has health. I have health. I'm happy. I'm doing things. I mean, that's how I saw it. It just opened up. I mean, it changed everything for me. It changed everything. So now, when I'm talking about my business, now that I know what the word says, you know, um, I was like, oh, well, God really wants me to succeed, huh? He's rooting for me. But he has some rules, you know? And one of those rules is he said, stay in the word because you'll be able to, like, withstand opposition that comes. Like, my steps are ordered by the Lord. When I do this click up, my steps are ordered by the Lord. He he already knows who's supposed to be my virtual assistant. All I have to do is take a step. All I have to do is take one step and then he'll show up, right? But real prosperity, according to the preacher that I listen to, real prosperity is the presence of God. And let me tell you why. Because I was homeless one time. See, he had taken me through trials where I had to learn that he is my everything. And that as long as I had his presence, I was going to be good with anything. As I was in my car, I was sleeping in my car in LA. And all of a sudden, in my car, the presence of God just showed up. He says, my grace is sufficient for you. The presence of God showed up in that car, and I didn't even care I was sleeping in my car no more. I was like, oh, God's with me. So, you know. So for me, it's not necessarily, oh, when these things happen, I'm going to be happy. Because what really makes me happy is God. Prayer, reading, like speaking the word, especially in my mind, to change my mind about stuff. He says, I'm willing above all else that you prosper and be in health. But that's not what did it for me. What did it for me was he said that I came for you to have life in the full, in abundance, to the full, in abundance until it overflows. So I was like, oh, well, the bitch is about to be happy up in this bitch. He was like, yeah, it's his will. That's why he came. And when you live in your life in abundance to the full until it's overcome, until it overflows, that's you living in God's will. Right? So I got that from a minister whose name is Creflo Dollar. In fact, I think I'm going to go downstairs and listen to Creflo Dollar because I said that I was going to study wealth on some capacity for 2 minutes. Just hear something about what God has to say about it. What I also learned about wealth is that the reason that he wants his kids to get wealth is because he wants you to further the kingdom with your money, right? You got to stay really attuned to the Lord and hear who does he want you to give your money to, because he will tell you. He will tell you, I want you to give your money over here. Because, see, it takes money to spread the gospel. And it takes money to help the poor. God really cares about the poor. He cares a lot. And he said that he came to preach the gospel to the poor. See? He cares about people that don't have enough money to pay their bills. Because he's like, you don't understand the covenant agreement that I gave to Abraham. See, that's why that changed everything too, when I learned the covenant of wealth. See, there is God, he told Abraham, see, y'all need to know, it don't just be, I'm going to be rich one day. See, when you start telling the devil what the covenant of wealth is that God gave to Abraham and how, as a believer, that covenant is now yours, you start talking to the devil like that. Because my whole family want to know how I was able to buy all them houses for cash. And I told him, well, what Bible are you reading? And this is what God said he won't. Yeah, I'm a child of the king. Yeah. Now, it ain't for everybody. Supposedly, you get to have whatever you ask him for. You want a job that pay $50,000 a year? You can have that. But if you want a job that pays multi-million dollars a year, you can have that too. It is done to you as you believe. And you are transformed. Your mind is transformed by renewing it in the word. So step one, he said, was to be in the word. And then step two was what? He said there was 8 steps. Step one, come on, Dash, was to get in the word. Step two, what was step two? I don't remember step two. I better look at it again. That the teaching from the Bible on wealth for me, who because it's my religion. I mean, if I grew up a Muslim and they taught from the Quran about wealth, I would have the same response. I was raised like this, so of course it's going to really make me think that it's right. But that preacher, he had me thinking that it ain't supposed to be no other way. And then he said, the blessings of the Lord maketh one rich, and with it he adds no sorrow. When I was making like, $20,000, $30,000 a month from YouTube, no sorrow. Mm-mm. No thieves, nothing. It was all good. The money just went in my account, and I had $20,000. The devil comes to kill joy, and he can make you think that wealth and prosperity is wrong. And that's a trick of the enemy to keep you poor. But and another thing I don't understand is why content creators don't sell shit. Some of us love you. We want to buy from you. I want to buy from content creators I love. Yeah. So I think that I'm gonna go in there and listen to Creflo Dollar I'm listening. Oh, in case you guys want to listen to it, it's called Creflo Dollar Convention on Prosperity. It was a convention. I need to hear something biblical about wealth every day because it's just, I just want to be a millionaire just for the fuck of it. I want four things from my whole life. One, I wanted to graduate from college. I wanted to be a college graduate real bad, and I did. Two, I wanted to own a home. I did. Three, I wanted to be successful the way I felt like I wanted to reach a very high level of success. I feel like I did that. Four, I always wanted to be a millionaire. And what I say, I'm not talking about a millionaire in assets, because if that's the case, I know a whole bunch of millionaires, right? Which means if they sold their house, they could make at least 1 million. That's most people, in the wealthy area, they talk about, I need to learn about stocks because my stepfather, he went to Harvard, and he told me that he was sitting in a Harvard meeting, and the guy, when you tap the credit card on the that thing, he said that man came into the Harvard Club and did a presentation of the tap and was asking for investors. And he said he turned his head. Now, if you had bought some stock in that company, that little thing where you just tap, and I need to learn about stocks. Me and my girlfriend, we said we were going to learn about that. Because, see, the tarot cards. Oh my God. The tarot cards will tell you which stocks are going to grow. And some of them really rich people, they really into shit like this. Because I have a millionaire client, and she pays $75 for a reading every day. And she asks about plants and her potatoes and, you know, the trip to the Bahamas. Is she going to like the room? I think they're on their way to St. John now or whatever. John, and what is she gonna like the captain? I mean, they they spend a lot of money on shit like this. I'm $12.99 a minute to talk to on the psychic line, um, and I feel like I give them really good answers, right? And like yesterday, one of the top guys came and asked for a reading for me, like I told you guys. And he asked for career readings, and he was like, yeah, yep, 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 that's happening too. He was like, you're really good. Now, I'm not the kind of reader that's going to tell you, well, John is going to call you on September 5th, and then you guys are going to walk down the aisle. But what I will tell you is I see commitment. I see a new start. This new start brings prosperity. You need the wisdom because there's going to be opportunities in the fall. You know, I think I want to do some readings now. I really like them. I really enjoy what I do. You know, I just want to build um, a machine. I want to build an architect. I want to build a business. Does anybody else want to build a business? I want to build a business because I just get joy out of it. It's fun. And I think that's how God made me. I'm following the umption of how God made me. And the Bible says my steps are ordered. He established my steps. Well, he goes before me. So I guess he knew I was going to be here and I was going to do this. And I guess this is what I'm supposed to do. Because, see, I had asked God. That's another thing. You know, God is real good, but sometimes. What was I going to say? Yeah, but anyway, oh, like, I feel that it's important to. Well, I started. Well, it's important to kind of Oh, I know what it is. Maybe this will help you. You know what it was? Um, I did this exercise at Coda. Maybe it'll help somebody. Okay. And in this exercise, you write down, how did your mother treat you? You know, how did your father treat you? Right? Now, what do you believe in a higher power? Something like something like that. Because however your father treated you, or however the most abusive parent treated you, is what you might think that might be God. Which is why it's important to use an internal boundary and separate people, right? You got to separate who your mother and dad was and how they treated you to who the Word of God says that God is and how God will treat you. Okay? The very first thing you need to do if you want to be wealthy, in my opinion, right, is to use the gifts that God has given you. Uh oh, there's the deer again and their family. You guys want to see the deer and their family? Is that them? Oh, is that? It's a mom, a dad, and a little fawn. Let me turn the camera around. It's, they usually go right up there. Go up there. Anyway, um, so one of the first things you want to do in order to make some good money is to use your God-given gifts, because you have a gift because you have to eat. God knew that you had to eat. So he says, man don't work, man don't eat. So he knew that you had to work, right? So he gave you these gifts, these natural talents, these natural abilities to do things. And whatever you have a natural ability to do, Paul says in First Timothy, neglect not the gift that's in you, but to practice and cultivate the gift. Make the gift, get the gift good. So for me, I thought it was tarot cards. Everybody says it. I don't know what the underlying gift is with tarot cards. I think I think the gift with tarot cards might be the gift to interpret tongues. I think that. I think the tarot card gift is the ability to interpret tongues. Come on, Dasha. Come on. You know, come on. I feel a little lost this morning. Everything is a little backwards because normally I work in the morning, but I just changed my schedule. I have let's see, it's 8:42. Well, anyway, I guess I'm going to go ahead and start my system. So this is my system. I put it on the wall, right? See, at first it started sloppy like this. You can just get something sloppy to start your system with, right? And then this is my system that I do in order to stay on top of things. All right. So this is my system for money. Write it down 10 times, say it out loud 10 times, feel it for 5 minutes, study wealth videos for 1 minute, create a system for 10 minutes, praise, go over weekly goals, and check on business stuff for 15 minutes, right? So that's what I'm about to do. I thank you all for chilling with me. And they said that this week was going to be kind of slow. Um, so I don't know. All right, you guys, I'm about to erase this. Thank y'all for chilling with me. God bless.